Hey everyone, this will be a channeled message and a reading for you for your highest good in this very safe and divine loving space. So please come on in, make yourselves nice and comfortable, and let's go ahead and get started with your angel and archangel guidance for today. So, okay, the first thing that's showing up in your present position is Archangel Orion. Now, believe it or not, you are actually in a manifestation vortex right now. And I know that some of you straight up just might not believe me. And this is because of the lack of manifestations. Physical manifestations that you perceive to be showing up in your life. And so here's the kicker. Here's what's happening. You know, you're in this manifestation portal, this vortex where you are creating your reality. But what you're creating is as follows. You're showing up as the Three of Wands, followed by the Four of Pentacles, okay, followed by the World, followed by the Four of Cups. So there's kind of this energy here where you're expanding, right? That Three of Wands is a very expansive card. You've broadened your horizons. That's the vortex, the portal that's opening up. You've set your sights further and wider and greater than before. And then you know, so that's kind of a push forward type energy. And then you pull back. You are maybe getting into this fear-based pattern. You know, I'm also seeing chestnut bud coming up here as well as white chestnut, which I'll explain and I'll get to in a moment. But there's this energy of the opening, the expansiveness, followed by contraction. And the contraction is coming from fear. And so chestnut bud is the Bach flower that comes out when we are in a repeat situation, when we're learning. It's also, I mean, honestly, the card of learning from mistakes. It's the card of learning from the past. It's the card of all learning. But in this case, what I'm seeing is that you set the intention for better, for greater, like I said, with that Three of Wands. And then it's actually the learning. I'm seeing that there have been past situations in your life that have caused you to not trust others, basically, is what it is. It's almost like, you know, it's funny because your gift at this time and your strength is Daniel, Archangel Daniel, this card of divine discernment. So, you know, discernment is an energy and a gift and a skill that we acquire when we've learned from situations, when we know better, when we can trust our judgment. Yet it's almost like this judgment has it's like filtering what's possible for you, right? Like manifesting something in your life is all about opening up to new possibilities, right? It's kind of connecting to an energy that you haven't yet experienced, unless you're manifesting, recreating the same thing, which is in your case, what I'm seeing, at least in some area of your life. And so there's this is the bad guy here. This energy of closing off after the expansion. It's almost like, you know, you might actually be experiencing some sort of vertigo or even skeletal issues, because it's like this energy of feeling like your vessel, or maybe almost like your vessel isn't prepared for what your vision is trying to create, or what your deep-seated intentions have that you've seeded are trying to create in your life, if that makes sense. So it's like, you know, you close off, you have this Four of Pentacles energy where you hang on to the past. I'm seeing honeysuckle come out as well. And honeysuckle is all about the good old days. It's about yearning for the past, or in your particular case, I feel that it's more about you replaying, right? So white chestnut comes out when you're kind of in these thought loops. So it's like replaying a situation where you were burnt, like I said, and where you weren't able to uphold boundaries, or you were treated unfairly. And so here we go, we have this divine discernment kicking in as it should. This is your gift in many ways, but it's also kind of acting against you. And so your discernment might be telling you, oh, I can't trust this person. This kind of situation is going to get me in trouble. And the real invitation here, and that, let me just say that's really closing off and kind of closing off, completing your manifestation process, yet you're still not accepting the gifts that are coming from that, the actual energies that want to come into your life. And it's because, the world is a card of completion, but if you see where she's looking in the past, right? So it's almost like that what's really standing out to me is like, you have these two wands in your hand. These are the Magician's wands in the World card. You have that full circle, that completion moment. You've been through so much. Like you've been through the entire Fool's journey, the Major Arcana journey up until this point. But there's a resentment. There's a hardening is really the word that I'm getting, that is causing you to say no to this, to feel you need to protect yourself, right? We have those two fours coming out, and it's like 44, this number of protection. You almost want to, 6 minutes and 44 seconds as I was saying that, you almost want to be providing this protection for yourself. Yet what's happening here is that, like I said, the invitation here is coming from Archangel Raphael. This is an invitation asking you to soften, right? I said that word hardening, and the reason I'm saying that is because I'm seeing vine coming out as well as holly. And beech. And so these are three Bach flowers about being very critical, very rigid, very... it's like I feel that you have such a kind and gentle heart, right? With that Holly card coming out. Holly's all about our kind of experience of goodwill toward others. And yet you're being very critical of yourself for times when you've been taken advantage of, times when you had to learn tough lessons. And so the thing is, and by the way, with the hardening, I just keep hearing this, you might even have something related to hardening, like in a physical sense. You might have maybe noticed like calluses recently somewhere on your body, hands or feet or something like that. Even like hardening of the arteries, all of these kinds of hardening of like, just even in like I'm hearing around your household. It's like, if a pipe was stuck or just anything like that, think about what's manifesting in your environment. There is this energy of hardening and stuckness. And what I'm really seeing is that you pouring light on that situation and on these perceptions is what's going to allow you to create something new. Like I said, you're in this manifestation vortex. And so again, back to Raphael, he's coming out as your invitation card. This is an invitation to, Archangel Raphael, he's the divine physician. He heals us on all levels, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, energetic, every possible way. And he's also the archangel of vision, of clear seeing, and specifically about, healing your perspective so that you can see things in a different way. I'm getting the serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to the courage to change what I can. I'm fumbling the words. But the main part is here, the wisdom to know the difference. And that, again, is your invitation right now. Archangel Raphael is kind of showing up to say that yes, you are meant to learn from your past experiences. And yes, you have been through a lot. And yes, your discernment is on point right now. However, is there a way, I'm seeing the Hanged Man from the tarot, where you can kind of use this wisdom that you've collected? If you imagine the card, there's, he's suspended, and he, in this card, the figure in this card is suspended very gracefully with poise. And there's kind of this light all around his head area, because all of the wisdom is being downloaded, if you want to say that, into his mind, into his head. And it's like, Raphael is here to do the same thing with your inner vision right now. So yes, you've collected this wisdom. We have that owl card coming out here. And now, it's not so much the discernment. You need to be, I'm hearing, correctly applying it, correctly placing it. Because like I said, there's just this, balance, this scale that can tip either way, this teeter-totter energy, where if you're overly discerning to the point of being very suspicious of everyone and everything, then just imagine the blocks that you're creating in the energy of flow. And so when you are manifesting, when you're in a manifestation vortex, things speed up. Things are being asked right now to speed through you, to flow through you. And so your invitation is not about, you're not needing to do anything with the external environment at this point. And it's so ironic because, I'm hearing that you're in this position where you've asked, you set your intentions, and you don't see things in the physical environment. And so this is kind of the natural inclination, is to want to go around changing things in the physical, right? If they're not in the physical, we need to do something and make tweaks outside of us. Raphael comes in to help you heal your inner perception. Raphael is asking you to soften a little bit and to trust that you have, that the wisdom that you've gained, the lessons you've learned, they will remain, but not to close your heart, not to harden to the point where, the life force and all the goodies and all the gifts and blessings, everything, in that, where did that card go? In the World card, that's not the World card. The World card, everything you've been through, trust that it's been ingrained, but not to the point where you're blocking the blessings. Open yourself and your heart up now that it's kind of like, when we go through these cycles of learning and these lessons, there's almost, and I find this with myself in many cases, it's like when I first learn a lesson, I feel like I go very extreme. An example that's coming through is this example of, like, let's say solitude. I know for myself that I go through these cycles where I go into deep solitude, where I just, and it's very, maybe it's just me being an extremist or, just very intense in that way. But I do find that it's like, I just know that I need to completely pull away when I'm kind of going through an upgrade within myself, or when I'm experiencing, I call it like a software upgrade or reprogramming of any sort. I know that, number one, I'm not great company. Number two, I know that I'm very easily influenced when I'm in this kind of reprogramming state. And so I tend personally, and this is just an example, but could be the same for you, I tend to go into deep solitude and then to like reemerge like a bear, after this hibernation period. And when I reemerge, I'm typically, it's not necessarily all the way. I've learned my lessons and I carry that wisdom with me. And I reemerge, slightly, hopefully, improved, enhanced, better, with more wisdom, right? And that's my personal cycle. That's just an example, like I said, But it's kind of the same thing here. It's almost like, you experience this lesson or multiple lessons of being hurt, of being, another thing I'm hearing is that you might, with that octopus card coming out, there's such an energy of boundaries and people pleasing, right? The octopus has 9 different brains, like each of its limbs has its own nervous system. So it's literally, and it's like, not limbs, tentacles. And it's like each one is doing something and being controlled by, like each tentacle is fully controlled with its own nervous system. And so, this energy, when you kind of pull these tentacles back, when they're kind of enmeshed in everybody else's business, and then you pull them back, it's like, you could even see actually very much like the Hanged Man card, that all the energy, once you pull those tentacles back, goes into that wisdom, headquarters over there, literally your experience, your own personal wisdom. And so it's like, let's just picture the Hanged Man. It's almost like you're being asked to, like, you can stop hanging upside down now. Now you're almost getting to the point where quite literally you being suspended is blocking the circulation of the miracles that want to come in. And so what the message here is, and this brings me to the cards that are showing up in your challenge position. And again, I always say this, but when I say challenge, this is something, and it only shows up here when it's ready to be surmounted, when you're ready to overcome this using all of this, all the previous lessons that you've learned, as well as Archangel Raphael and Archangel Daniel with that discernment. But the challenge cards coming up are number 1, charity. Charity is about, serving others with a gracious heart. It's a very unconditional, loving energy, and Archangel Charity brings you that graciousness. And it also, she brings this certainty that that by serving others, you are being served by something higher than you, something greater than you. You're not searching for the reciprocity from others. It's not kind of tit for tat, basically. It's this energy of being sustained by something much more powerful and much, like I said, higher than what previously, sustained you. And I was seeing, I don't know if I showed this to you guys yet, but the Hornbeam card. Hornbeam is the Bach flower, and this was coming out in reverse in your present position. It's like Hornbeam is that card of motivation, right? And what I'm really seeing here is that it's almost like, because of your energy being so dispersed and perhaps not having strong enough boundaries in the past, it's very, very draining on the body to not know whose tentacle to attend to, so to speak. It's like, which needs are you supposed to be attending to? And I think the result of that is that you end up procrastinating, number 1, your true calling, your true life's purpose, your even just your basic needs, right? And you end up with this situation with the 4 of Cups, where it's like, don't want to do anything, don't want to try, don't want to be back in that situation. And so the motivation becomes kind of dull. Dull is really the word I'm hearing. And so charity is coming back into the picture right now, because what I'm hearing is that you do have such a gracious heart. This is actually foundational to who you are. And you're being invited right now to tap back into that, and then back to that 4-4 energy that was coming up earlier, but to do so knowing that you're protected. We also have Archangel Ariel coming out. And when this comes up in a challenge position, Ariel, she is the peaceful warrior. And she's also, like, her name means lioness of God. And so when it comes out, Archangel Ariel, as your challenge position, I'm kind of getting this energy of the more shadowy side of a lion, which is the pride. So it's like, is your pride getting in the way of, I'm also hearing the word compromise. Like, there might be a compromise that's being offered to you, and it's like, you've hardened to the point where you're even saying no to yourself. You're saying no to something that's actually a really good opportunity, that's actually a very wonderful, viable solution and feasible, healing solution for whatever it is you're trying to resolve. And so Archangel Ariel, she is the warrior, but she's the peaceful warrior. And she comes up to help you with using your discernment toward what is most sacred to you, right? This card says sacred activist, and it says protect what is right and just. Let love lead the way. And there is such a theme here about justice, because we also have Archangel Raguel, one of the archangels of justice, coming out right after that. And Raguel is the archangel of harmony and healing. He has the most miraculous ability to shine this light of harmony on your life, particularly on relationships. I'm also, because of Raguel coming out and the other kind of messages with justice, I'm hearing that if there is a legal battle, let the divine do the kind of battling aspect. Well, you just stay grounded and kind of focus on what the most peaceful situation and resolution would look like, and allow, right? Archangel Raguel is all about allowing. He's not asking you to do that much work at all. He's asking you to be open and vulnerable so that he can come on in there and shine his light of harmony, so that a resolution, a peaceful resolution, can, come forth. And the other thing with this is that I'm hearing that be willing to, with this peaceful resolution, be willing to focus on the parts of this resolution that you're grateful for. So I'm hearing that word compromise. So it's like if there might be something with like divorce, custody. I'm also hearing alimony. So if there's any situation like that where you feel like you kind of won, it's almost like you got or you're getting what you want, but you still want the other person to be punished. You still want them to, not, whatever it might be, you can fill in the blanks here. But it's like Raguel, and along with the other angels, especially Charity here as well, actually all of them, all of the archangels are telling me this very same message. Don't focus on what needs, like on, punishment is the word that's coming to my mind, right? Don't focus on getting another person back, on them getting their divine justice. Let the divine take care of that. And you are being asked right now to focus on what truly matters for you, right? Like what resolution do you want for yourself, and let all the other aspects and everything to do with the others involved in this situation, if there are others, be handled by the universe who created those others and is meant to handle their lives. So there is a theme here where it's like, allow, and another thing that's coming out is Azrael, okay? With Azrael, first of all, a couple things. Number one, Azrael is the archangel who transitions us. So there could be a situation with inheritance is coming up as well. Maybe somebody recently passed, unfortunately, I hope, of course not. But with Azrael coming out, it's like, there could be this energy where you are trying to protect this person's legacy, right? Let's say, or there could be like something with siblings. And again, use your imagination, or you fill in the blanks. But it's kind of like Azrael is here to connect you with what's most divine, and to, along with the other angels, create a very just and, again, it's like the words are not fully coming out here. I feel like this situation is kind of unfolding as we speak. So I'm just like not getting the most accurate information, or it's almost like you don't actually need to know details or specifics beyond that. The other thing with Azrael that is coming forth is that Azrael, of course, yes, he helps us transition from this earthly realm to heaven at the end of our lives. And he kind of escorts us and takes us to heaven. And so, beyond that, Azrael is also with us to create a bridge to heaven, to our loved ones. So if you're asking yourself, let's say this is a situation with family business, inheritance, legacy, that kind of a thing. And, you're trying to protect this person's legacy or to protect this person who's no longer on the physical, in physical earth, physical form. Azrael can help you kind of create this bridge where you have this communication with whoever it is who passed on and ask, what is it that person truly would want? It's almost like Azrael is here to elevate you so that you can think from not your ego mind where there's anger or there's kind of these old situations, octopus coming up again, that are clouding your judgment, but to really, again, I'm seeing this ascension, elevation, transcendence is what it is, to transcend all of the earthly drama and to connect to this person in heaven and really understand, almost I'm seeing a download, you downloading what it is they would want you to do. You can even, I'm hearing, ask that question to yourself. You can ask the question of okay, you could do this with your higher self as well, or your future self. What would my future self do? In this case, what would my, whoever it is who's passed on, how can I best respect them? What would they want me to do? Those kinds of questions kind of get you into your higher self and allow you to answer this from a more divine perspective. And then beyond that, another kind of application of Azrael's energy, of Archangel Azrael right now, is that he helps us transition in all ways in our life. And so whatever transition you might be going through right now, and I do feel that there are lots of changes actually happening in your lives when this finds you, Azrael, what the energy of Azrael can do for you right now is to help you own your story. There's an energy of, this card, it so beautifully says Transcendence, and it says you wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. So it's there's kind of also this energy of almost having an appreciation, helping you foster this appreciation for kind of the negative things that you've experienced. It's this contrast. Really, what is the point of contrast? And when I say contrast, I mean, negative, what we call, I always say negative because, it's not really a negative if you're learning from it, if you're growing from it. If it's causing you to do something differently, then it ultimately becomes a positive. So I don't believe that it's a bad thing, but let's just say all of these things that you've grown through, that you've overcome, what is the point of them happening? Why can't we just be all butterflies and rainbows all the time? And the answer to that is because you are meant to ask for something better, right? That's how manifestation works. Step one is about asking. And if everything was perfect in your life, there would be no need for you to ask. And so another thing that I'm seeing with Raphael, with his invitation, and I really feel specifically that his card is one of an invitation to you. Another part of this invitation is asking yourself what you want what did that contrast teach you? And so with all these cards coming out, I'm seeing that you're being asked right now to have an appreciation for what the contrast sparked within you, and then to use that to ask, okay, I'm asking, put that out into the universe, ask for something different. It's if I could sum up this message here, the guidance that's coming through so strongly is, yes, you've been through whatever it is you've been through, and you've learned from that, and discernment is in check right now, okay? And now it's time to ask for something better. So reshift that focus, right? Remember, Archangel Raphael helps us, with clarity of vision. do not continue visualizing what already went wrong. Learn from that, and now set your sights on what you want, the good stuff, the outcome that you actually desire. And this brings me right back to the card that came out right at the beginning, which is Archangel Orion. This card, yes, it says manifestation vortex, but look at what it says here. It says, focus your energy with unwavering faith to manifest the outcome you require. Okay? It's not focus with unwavering faith while still holding on to all of the past hurts and replaying them so that they don't happen. No. This has nothing to do with the past. Manifestation, and I don't remember if I showed you guys this card already or not, but we have Clematis coming out. Clematis is the Bach flower remedy when, that's all about being in the present moment. And so back to manifestation. Manifestation can only occur in the present moment. I'm hearing that renewal is possible. Renewal is already here actually. But the thing about renewal is that it is only available in the present moment. And so back to Clematis, you're being asked to ground, to be present, and then to set your sights on what you want to create right now. And that's the real message here. Again, it's like you cannot expect that you're going to manifest something different if you're focused on the past. So set your sights on what you do want. So let's go ahead. Let's just pull a message from your guides, okay? How can we, who's supporting you? Okay, perfect. Let's get one more card. Guides, thank you. Okay, yeah, exactly. So that was so fast, by the way. And that's, again, I always say that the way that the cards come out is very much a mirror for the energy that's occurring right now. And I said right at the beginning that this is, or maybe not right, but at some point in this message, I said this is a fast energy. And again, manifestation, even the word vortex, it's a very fast energy. And the way that these cards came out was very fast. But it's telling me that your guides are literally right here. They're at hand. Like they quit. I mean, okay, I'll stop focusing on that. But like that's a huge thing. There was no lag time between me asking your guides for help and guidance and them delivering it. And so the first thing here exactly is this restriction card. Your joy guides are coming in here. And this is wild because look, like they're literally opening up this person's brain right here, these joy guides, and they're putting like, I don't know, confetti. There's like a lock on the brain right here and they're just unlocking. And so this card, these joy guides are coming into your life because, like I said, you've done the restricting. You've put that lock on your mind, but you can see here, like there's somebody, locked in there, like, okay, get me out now. And this is your, higher self who has things to do and manifest and all these miracles to kind of accept and manifest into reality. But you're keeping that higher part of yourself locked up right now, your joy guides, and there's something so big, by the way, with keys. That's another thing. You might have actually been experiencing these like interesting circumstances where you like need to leave the house for something and then you can't find your keys, example, whatever. But you're basically, I'm getting this vision in my mind of like someone who's running around who needs to leave, who's late or whatever. And you're like, oh, I can't find my keys. And then eventually you look down and they're literally in the palm of your hand. And that's such a metaphor for exactly what's going on here. Again, with that seeking for what you need outside of you, that's not necessary right now. Everything you need is within you, everything. And right now your joy guides are coming in to just uncage you, unlock you. I mean, this card is saying like, it's about time that you experience the joy now. Okay. You've gone through the lessons. This is not to say that every negative circumstance in your life has been fully and completely finished, but it's like, you've learned the lessons and you've integrated them. And now focus on the joy. I'm hearing that many of you guys, you might have even just blocked out. It's like there's such an energy of you saying no to so many invitations. And now you are being truly, it's almost like I see these angels like shaking you. They're saying, get out of that cage, enough suffering, enough punishing yourself. You learned your lessons. And now, again, use this contrast to create what you want. And the other card that came out is the Bravado card. This is your warrior guides. And, this is the card where it's exactly what it's saying here with that Archangel Ariel especially coming out and that kind of shadowy side of the lion. It's like, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let your pride get in the way of you being able to succeed and experience joy. There's kind of this energy where like your guard is up, you have this like sword in hand and you're just waiting to be attacked. Well, what do you think you're going to manifest? More, quote unquote attacks. So lighten up, breathe, ground, and recognize that you're worthy of joy, and then focus on what joy would look like to you right now. And know that like you have support right here all around you. And so that's the message for today. I hope that helps, and I hope that kind of brought you some clarity, and I hope that you will accept this invitation from Archangel Raphael to really shift your perspective and to kind of get this clear vision of a joyful, peaceful resolution, because that is possible for you right now. You just need to focus on that. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.